Welcome to Jets Rewind. I'm Marty Schupak in Valley Cottage, New York. I'm joined by my two very close friends, Ray Clifford, who is in Marysville, Ohio, and Ralph Sharega up in Belmont, Mass. The Jets just lost a game to the Patriots 25-22, and this is their I guess it's their fifth straight loss. Is that right, Ray?
We
Oh,
lost Ray.
they
Yeah,
lost, right.
it is their fifth straight
It's their
loss.
fifth,
They
it's their
haven't won since they played the Patriots. Remember that game when everyone
oh,
was thinking, "Wow, this team is going places."
yeah. But let me start because I'm beyond livid. I just got to say, we had it right in preseason with this field goal kicker. And I think it was Ralph that pointed it out that said his kicks are just not going through the middle. They're just making it. And he's
The
not,
ones that make it, and he was missing some
oh
too.
my
Yeah,
God. And he's just awful. We had this guy, Siebert, that was doing lights out. He's doing lights out now for Washington, but it goes beyond that. I mean, the coaching is just horrible. Using these timeouts and not getting the playoff, shooting yourself in the foot constantly, and these stupid mistakes, missed tackled. We
third and longs. Oh my God.
third and longs, giving it up, and we go from Robert Saleh to Jeff Ulrich, who to me it's going from twiddle dum to twiddle dum.
Dumb
This
and Dumber.
This guy's he is just so over his head. It's just beyond belief. And if it was up to me, and I would clean house now. I would see what you could get for Sauce, who we've been saying since the second year, and people got on us that he's like so overrated. He's just playing awful. I would trade Brees Hall. I'm sorry to say, I would trade Garrett Wilson at this point. See what you could get, and maybe you could do it for Queen and Williams. This team, the season is over for you, Jet fans. I just want to say also, watching Greg Zuerlein when he lines up either for an extra point or field goal, I'll tell you what I've been feeling. I feel like I'm watching when Aaron Judge is at bat. Like I know he's going to strike out. It's just a matter of how many pitches. That's what I've been experiencing. So, Ray, I want to give you a couple of minutes too. I know you were at the bar with the group, and then we'll try to. I don't know where to begin with this too. I took notes, but I don't know what to tell you. Go ahead, Ray. Is Ray there? Okay, Ralph, it's your turn.
Yeah. First, a quick shout out to Matt Lewis. He watched the game at a Jet bar in Texas, Austin, Texas. After the game, he said he wanted to jump out a window, but he couldn't because the line was too long. So we're glad the line was too long, for his sake. Uh, I'm going to start with the one positive I got from this game. There must have been about 8 or 9 drops, passes in this game, and not one of them was by Alan Lazard. So that was the positive that I took away from this game.
And
I mean,
Ralph, I just want to point out too, Ray, are you there? No, we're still waiting for Ray to get on. But I just want to point out too that Drake May went out with an injury. If Drake May was in there, it would have been worse.
Marty, they're playing the team that was the worst team in the league. They were, now the Jets are. They're missing half of their best defensive players. Their offensive, star, their quarterback, young quarterback, goes out. Their wide receivers drop about 8 passes. The Jets get a couple of really kind of gift pass interference calls to get their first touchdown, and they still managed to lose the game. I mean, to me, you got to have talent to lose that game. I mean, that game was theirs, but we've been saying this for 5 weeks now, of course. And the amazing thing is they lose it every week. They do the same things wrong. Every week, it's the same things. I mean, this stuff with the delays of games with Aaron Rodgers, it's the most ridiculous. I've never, in 60 years of watching football, I have never seen anything like it. Even the announcers were like totally couldn't believe what they were watching. It's a joke. This guy's a 20-year veteran. And,
Right.
and meanwhile, Drake May, when he's in there, is doing fine getting the plays off, and he's a rookie and his first, third start. It's ludicrous. I don't know what it is about this green and white uniform, but you put it on and you become a complete incompetent idiot. It's just unbelievable. And of course, the coaching staff does nothing to change that. And in the second half, they had to burn another one, by the way. And if they had had that timeout at the end of the game, they would have had a shot, you know? I mean,
Right.
it's just unbelievable. I mean,
And,
you know, and then that's just scratching the surface.
it's incredible because with the Jets defense, it seems that it doesn't matter if it's 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 15. It's the same thing for the offense they're playing against. And they pointed it out on TV, and we've been pointing out too. We have no containment when there's a quarterback, and Ray always says it. We always make these running quarterbacks look phenomenal. It was just nuts what was going on throughout the whole
Well,
game.
Marty, this unbalanced line that they're running, they've been started that out in the San Francisco games and they're getting gashed by runners. Now the quarterbacks are picking up on it. They're all watching the film. You know, they have three guys on one side, one on the other, and the quarterbacks go, all right, I'll just run up the middle. And they just keep doing it and they don't adapt to it. It's insane. They are so incompetent. I mean, there are no words to describe it. I pulled out my thesaurus and nothing is worthy of this incompetence in this coaching staff.
And Ralph, I mean, I'm sort of neutral on Woody Johnson, but I have a feeling if the Republicans win this election, he's going to go for another ambassadorship because I know this guy's ego, and
Yeah.
this is not a priority in his life. He may seem like it is, but it's not like a Robert Kraft situation or a Mara situation with the Giants. It's kind of like secondary. Ralph, we're waiting for Ray. Lost the internet, so
Yeah,
hopefully he can
I
get back
see.
on. But Ralph, I'm going to mention 5 players that I thought were the only positive things for the Jets, and you tell me if you agree or disagree. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Jeremy Ruckert.
Not bad. He wasn't bad, you know, nothing great, but not bad. He didn't hurt them.
Okay, Xavier Gibson.
Yeah, he was good. He's had seen some ballsy moves on his punt returns.
Okay, Isaiah Oliver, the safety.
Not, yeah, I was thinking him too. Yeah.
Okay, Quinn Williams.
Quinn Williams was good, and so was Quincy. He's always good, except for one game. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to mention too,
How
because
about Chaz Surratt? He
he
wasn't
was
bad.
good. I thought he
Yeah.
was pretty good, but he has good statistics, but I didn't think he played well at all. That's Jamie and Sherwood. He's
No, I thought Surratt was their best
yeah,
linebacker.
and the
Sherwood's
last
so slow. You know, he did it again today. He couldn't catch up to a guy. It was like, he's so slow.
and I think there's so much faster with him there rather than CJ Mosley. It's incredible. No, you're right. All right, last one, Ralph. Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, he played his best game of the year, maybe as a Jet, actually.
Yeah, he bobbled that last ball. He
He
didn't really
did.
catch it.
He did. You know, Rodgers is always making the catches tougher because for some reason, Aaron Rodgers, I think, hanging around Zach Wilson for a year, he's like, you know, he's like Steve Blass. He can't put a ball on the money. It's really unbelievable. And I mean, he has regressed so much. I don't know if he just has given up or what, because you know, he doesn't seem to be able to pull the trigger. And when he does, sometimes he just fires it into a crowd. He's not accurate. You know, he threw some decent passes, but overall, this is not a first ballot Hall of Famer anymore. I'm sorry, not even close.
Ralph, did you see was it me or does Aaron Rodgers, does he throw off his back foot a lot?
Yeah, he's doing that now too. You know, I don't know if the Achilles thing is still playing on his mind or what, but you know, and of course, the worst thing of all with him is this stuff with the, you know, the delay of games. And I'll tell you, there were at least 2 other instances where he got the ball off and there was 0 on the clock. And I think the officials didn't even bother throwing it because they were getting tendonitis from pulling the damn flag out of their pocket. And I don't, you know, I know he says I like to bring it down to so I can get the defense to commit. But you know, what comes of it? He ends up with these crappy 3 yard passes. You know,
Right.
it's not like he's like, you know, picking them apart or anything, not even close. And then there's the famous Aaron Rodgers hard count where he hasn't drawn, I don't think he's drawn the defense off once this whole year. I mean, nothing that we were waiting for from this guy has come through.
Yeah. Riddick I think he had two pressures. That was it. He was in on a sack by
Yeah,
three.
he got half a sack on that. He might have given him half a sack. I don't
I
know.
don't think they did. It wasn't official, but it's his first game back. I can't blame him on anything.
Well, I'd rather have anyone out there than Michael Clemens. Michael Clemens is such a useless piece of whatever. It's just I watch the guy all the time. He can't rush the passer. And the reason he roughed that passer, and I know it was ticky tack, but that's the NFL rules, and he was not out of control. He could have easily pulled up. Is that because he never gets near the quarterback, and I guess when he gets near him, he's got to do something macho, to show people that he's still out there. But he is just one useless football player.
It's funny, in the middle of the fourth quarter, I think there was a fumble. The Patriots recovered. I got a call from my son, Michael Schupak. He said, "Dad, do the Jets ever get any turnovers?" I
I
said,
was going to say that's the question. Are they going to get a turnover before the year is over? What do they have? Two interceptions so far by Eccles. I mean, they could set the record for the least amount of interceptions in the league.
"Well, what's going to come first, a turnover or a win?" That's a question too,
Oh, that's a tough one.
which is interesting. Now, Ralph, I'm going to go over some stats in a second, but I'm looking. I didn't think that our offensive line was awful today.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
They were actually not bad.
Smith was pretty good. I mean, there was one sack only, and there were some holes. And again, at least once, Brees tripped up. He was ready to break it,
Yeah.
right? It's like every game,
Suddenly gets on skates. Yeah.
right? But the offensive line wasn't bad at all. And I'll go over the stats in a minute. And though he was in for short yardage, I thought Braylon Allen was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think they used him correctly today
he
because
did.
Brees has been playing a lot better, so I have no problem with him getting the majority of the snaps because he's playing pretty well.
Right,
But the crazy thing is, I mean, between the 20s, yeah, he's great, and then they get to the 20 and they freeze up, they get penalties, and then their kicker misses the kick. It's like it's unbelievable. We how many weeks have we've been saying get rid of that kicker? He's gonna get everyone fired, and
right.
he's doing it.
Yeah. The other thing is, he's that wasn't on the list when I was saying, do you think he had a good game? Tyler Conklin.
Oh yeah, Tyler Conklin had a really good game. I mean, he didn't get when he got thrown to, he made plays, really good catches, and they just don't throw to him enough. Uh,
Right. Yeah. All right. Let me go over as I don't think Ray's going to end up coming back. He lost internet connection out in Ohio, and I probably it's because of it's a swing state, so controlling controlling everything. But after the first quarter, it was 7-6. And as Ralph said, we had a drive, and the only reason why it was really a drive, there were two gift pass interferences. Well, the first one was a pass interference. The second one, I didn't think it was, but they showed it in slow motion. He definitely pushed Brees down to prevent him from catching. I thought it was
which was the first one? I don't remember the first one. I know the first one I thought was that on Garrett Wilson or
no, that was on Devontae Adams. I didn't think it was, but my son
no?
thought he said he hooked his hand, arm, or something.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, obviously, technically, if you call that, you can probably call pass interference on every play in the
Right.
NFL.
Yeah.
I would say that was really borderline.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, Greg the Leg in his last game as a New York Jet,
Malone, he's going to play the year out.
he'll be cut tomorrow. If he's not cut tomorrow, the whole Jet front office really has to go into Bellevue Hospital and have psychiatric work. There's no way he's coming in. I'm surprised they let him on the
Yeah.
plane. He missed the extra point. We had a nice drive. I can't remember that much in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I think, is that the one where Braylon Allen went over? I don't even remember. Yeah, I guess.
No, that was the one
Oh,
where
go ahead.
where Gibson caught the
Oh,
touchdown.
Gibson caught, yeah.
Yeah.
Gibson in the right corner of,
Yeah.
not really the corner, right over the end zone. He just made it. That's the second pass that Rogers threw like that this year. He threw one like that early in the year to Garrett Wilson, if you remember. It
He
was,
throws a lot of low passes, and
he
that one,
does,
I was amazed that he was able to scoop that off the ground.
right. But as we said to each other, it's they activated Malachi Corley, so of course it wakes up Xavier Gibson because he had a very nice punt return. And
He
the punt
did.
return we wanted to see was this. It was something out of the Wild West where he was like on. I thought it was like the Road Runner. He was on the
He's
run,
he's
and
running full speed and into a bunch of Patriots, catching it
right,
like on his shoulder. I was like, "What are you doing? Are you out of your
yeah.
mind?"
Yep, that's right. And I guess it was the second quarter where Drake May, who was having a great game. I mean,
Well, I would say he was having a great running
I
game and he's passing pretty good, but he
well,
didn't.
they dropped two of his passes.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
they dropped about five more
yeah,
by the
they
other
did.
guy.
I thought he was he's going to be a heck of a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, looking at it, and not to be Monday morning quarterback, but if you follow the NFL and New York football, the Giants wanted to move up to take him, but
Oh
the
yeah.
asking price was too high. But in retrospect, they probably should have spent whatever they were asking. And
Well, in retrospect, the Patriots are going, we're glad we kept them, because
right, no, I know that, but anyway, we went into the locker room 13-7, and we get the ball back, so everything is looking good, and I'm not feeling 100% comfortable. We scored a field goal. They scored a
no,
touch.
on the first set of downs, they got stuffed.
Yes, yes, yeah. We
They
did three.
punt it, and the Patriots go right down the field and score a touchdown. So suddenly we're not feeling too good anymore. And it's like, wow, they made adjustments and
I
we didn't, of course.
was that the drive with Sauce Gardner. It looked like he was going for an interception. It was coming up, and he just missed the guy.
Oh, yeah, on the running back, Stevenson.
Yeah,
Yeah, it must have been. That was, yeah, I mean, Sauce, he was in fine form today, trying to, two-hand touch guys, not tackle them. And yeah,
but I want to Ralph. Sauce Gardner, he's given like an 8 or 10 yard cushion to running backs.
yeah, he's giving an 8 or 10 yard cushion and he still can't stay with guys. It's just,
I don't know. I don't know what happened with this guy. I just don't understand it. Um, you know, we spent a lot of time on the show talking about who they're going to keep with the four guys, including Jermaine Johnson, and I just think all three are going to be gone at this point. I don't know what they're going to do as far as
well, I think Wilson is, the best of the three, but he's also a guy on a bad team. You don't want him there because he's a difficult person to deal with. And do you want to pay him the huge money that he's going to ask for? No, I want to start from scratch. I like you. Get rid of all of your assets.
get rid of him.
But classic Jets, I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to go like 2-10. And then when they're like the worst team in the league, they're going to win their last four and go from the number 1 pick to the number 17 pick.
It's like
Because they're
Adam
the
Gase's first year, right? Remember
yeah,
that?
because they're the Jets. I mean, they just do dumb things. Everything you can do that's dumb, they do. It's like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
exactly what's going to happen. And it's going to be like, oh, the Jets are getting some momentum for next year. It's like,
Right. Yeah. The it was four, let's see, the Jets were winning 16-14 after three.
yeah, they should have scored a touchdown on that drive that they had the field goal. It was a very short field goal because the guy couldn't kick anything more than 25 yards. Yeah, and
Right.
then once again, I forget how they screwed that one up in the red zone, but
Well, they always screwed up in the red zone.
probably a penalty, and then
Yeah, they in the fourth quarter they scored a field goal. We scored a touchdown, and of course, because of the math and missing our extra point field goals, we decided to go for two. And when they had the delay of game, I am just
on a 2-point conversion, they have a delay of game. That's insane. How do you do
right.
that?
And Ralph, if I remember right, I think there was like a commercial before that. It just seemed was
It's beyond
they
belief.
can't make it up. And they got pushed back, and they still want to end up going for 2 points.
Yeah, I think that was the smart move.
It was a smart
Yeah.
move, yeah. But I'd like to throw it into the end zone if you could. I know they have
Oh, without question, just flip it up there. I mean,
right.
a Hail Mary, whatever. I mean, it's
Yes,
just
yes. And on the final drive by the Pats, the two biggest plays were when Jacoby Brissett scrambled. I guess it was a 14 or 15 yards.
Yeah.
And then I guess
Well, that was another play. That was the play where Quinn Williams got hurt. And
yes,
he was playing on the left side and he moved to the right side. So there were three guys on the right side, and he just went in that gap again. And maybe by the end of the year, the Jet defensive coaches will figure it out. This is not a good strategy because we get burned all the time on it. But I'm going to give him a few more weeks on that, Marty.
why don't the Jets look at the first half score, the second half score, and they really have to take stock in themselves. And I'm thinking in particular this game and the Steeler game when they're going into the locker room and they're winning and they blow the leads. I mean, other teams are able to make adjustments, and we've been saying it for years. The Jets cannot make adjustments. But the one of the two big plays, the first one was a scramble, and the second one was when he got, I guess he was being rushed, he got out of it, and he throws a pass. And who was the receiver in the Patriots who caught it? It was a
Boutte or something like that.
Boutte right
Boutte.
over. Sauce Gardner did his pirouette. He did
Yeah,
like
he did a nice 360. Yeah.
and it didn't have a chance. That's like, he thinks he's like the number one defensive back in the NFL.
He
And
was playing off him about 10 yards and he still like was running the wrong way when that guy cut the inside. It was, yeah.
right. And again, if you wanted to see a real defensive back, all you had to do is look across the other side of the line. Christian
Oh,
Gonzalez.
he just gets in your face. He's physical with you. He just sticks to you like glue. Man, that's a football player.
That's a football play. I
Yeah.
think him and Surtain are the two best in the league. As far as Sauce Gardner, I mean, what a disappointment this guy is. Ralph, we said it from day one. We kept saying, as good as he is, he shies away from contact. And now he just adds that he can't cover guys anymore.
Can't cover guys. He's handsy when they just throw one long. If he's getting a lot of calls against him. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the rest of the league's perception of his is now, because I'd sell this is as high as I think you're going to be able to sell with him.
Right. Yeah.
And odds are he goes to a team that has a good organization. They'll probably, shape him up into a good football player.
Yes.
This organization, these coaches, the general manager who I stood by for a long time, but I can't anymore. It's ridiculous.
Right. I made some notes on third down plays. There was a 3rd and 11. There was a first down pass to Henry. There was a 3rd and 9. There was a pass, I think, to Thornton for 14 yards. Sherwood fanned on the tackle. The Brissett run was 3rd and 9. He went for 14 yards. It's incredible when it's third down. The Jets are at their worst.
I know it's so funny listening to Adam Archuleta. We watch the Jets. We've been seeing this so long, and he's like, "How does a team give up so many third and longs? I've never seen anything like it." I said, "Well, you obviously don't watch the Jets enough,
Right?
because that is their stock and trade."
Yeah.
I mean, remember Josh Allen the other day?
Oh,
Oh my
sure.
God!
Yeah, and it's amazing, Ralph, in the span of 3 months, when Jet fans were talking about 11, 12, 13 wins then, and look where we are now. It's just an incredible turn of events. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to read some stats in a minute. But at this time of year, what usually happens is it's going to start to get a little cooler as we go to November, MetLife Stadium. All these Jet fans with season tickets are going to start to sell them on StubHub. So you're going to see the opposition in the stands. It'll be like 60-40, 70-30, the opposition, because they're going to support their team at a cheap price. And nothing bothers an owner more when they see the stands filled by the visiting team. And that's exactly what's going to happen moving forward from right now.
I hope it does. I really do.
I do too.
This team needs a wake up call, big time. I was reading commenters on a Jets site, and they were all saying boycott the games. Don't even watch them on TV. Don't give them ratings. It's
I don't know how I'm going to stay up Thursday night. I have no motivation to stay up for that game, to be honest with you.
they'll probably win the game, Marty. Seriously, they could easily win the game. I mean, this is the NFL. They're not going to go 2-15. They'll probably win 3 games or 4 games. They'll screw it up. because there's so much parity. I mean, they could have won so many of these games so close. They're bound to win one of these close games.
Right.
I mean, one of Zerline's kicks will bounce off the upright and in instead of out.
Right. Yeah,
They'll win.
somehow. Anyway, quickly, and it looks like we're going to miss our buddy Ray tonight. He couldn't get on. He had tactical difficulties. Aaron Rodgers was 17 for 28, 233, two TDs, sacked once. Brees Hall, 16 for 80. He's been running better. Again, he got tripped up once or twice. It looked like he was going to break it.
Yeah.
Braylon Allen, 12 carries for 32, one touchdown. Keep in mind, the numbers, like the yards per rush, aren't great, but they're using him correctly.
Yeah, short yardage
Short
situation.
yards
So,
in close, and I don't think he's gotten stopped today or the last game for negative yardage. Receiving, Garrett Wilson, 5 catches, 113 yards. He was terrific. Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 54. I thought he was pretty good.
It's just a shame that we're not going to really get to see him because he is a terrific football player and he's so physical after he catches. He's got great hands, but he's wasted on this team.
Right.
So.
Tyler Conklin, we both agree, 3 catches, 42. Touchdown pass. It was a great catch. And
Rodgers was lucky on that one.
Yeah, he did really good on that. Ruckert, 3 catches, 14. We thought he played well. He blocked well. Brees Hall, 1 for 9. Xavier Gibson, 1 reception for 1 yard. It was a touchdown, and he had a couple of nice punt returns too. And as far as the defense, Jamie Sherwood, 11 tackles. Quincy Williams, 8. Isaiah Oliver, 7. Michael Carter, 6. Boy, I didn't even realize he was playing Michael Carter.
Yeah, he was there.
Chaz Surratt, 5 tackles. He was pretty good, especially the first half. Sauce Gardner, 5 tackles. DJ Reed, 4 tackles. I didn't think DJ Reed was that bad.
Missed the tackle in the first half, and he was okay. I mean, next to Sauce, he was very good.
Solomon Thomas, 4 tackles. Queenan Williams, 3, but he looked like the old Queenan today.
He looked good today. He did.
Ralph, Leonard Taylor, 3 tackles, 1 solo. You watch him. How do you look?
He had a couple of really nice plays, but he was getting washed occasionally too. He's a rookie, but I still think he's a keeper. Our 2 great edge rushers, Will McDonald and Reddick, were pretty much invisible. There was one play late in the game where McDonald got held badly again. He never gets a call. It's funny. There was one play when Rodgers, it was on the last drive when they scored the touchdown, and Rodgers goes back to pass, and I'm watching Tyrone Smith, and he lost control of his guy, and he held him, and the officials looking right at him, and I think they just figured, we'll give Tyrone a break this time. It's so random with these officials,
right?
They just stand there and they can control the game. They can make it do whatever they want.
Clemens, 2 tackles. He was a waste.
Well, and he also had that was a 3rd down roughing the passer. They had stopped the play. I mean, they had
well, Ralph, we only get roughing the passer on 3rd downs. No other down.
I'm surprised that wasn't a pick 6. That's usually the way it works with us too.
Kinlaw he had 2 tackles and a half a sack. That was the one with Queenan Williams, I believe. They both arrived at the same time, or am I mistaken? It could have been. Braden McGregor, I don't know, Ralph, you saw him. I mean, they must think highly of him. He had 2 tackles, and that's about it. I want to point out Irv Charles. When you're on special teams and you're looking to down the ball, you cannot get greedy. There was a ball on a punt. He could have downed it like on the 7 or 5 yard line, but it took a crazy hop and bounced into the end zone. So they ended up getting the ball, I guess, on the 20. Don't be greedy. I mean, if it's around the 5 and you could control it, down it there. It just drives me crazy when I see stuff like this. It's just nuts. Zerline, 1 for 2. He missed an extra point. Morstead, I guess he did pretty good. Morstead did all right.
Yeah.
I don't want to read the Patriots stats. I'll just say Brissett was 15 for 24 and 132 yards. Drake May, 3 for 8. And on rushing, Stevenson he was only 20 for 48. but he rushes for some tough yards. He had 2 TDs. Drake May ran for a touchdown, a beautiful 18-yard run. I think this guy, they found their quarterback of the future.
Yeah, well, the Jets are going to be the cellar dwellers in that conference division again pretty soon. Give the
Right.
Patriots a couple of years, and uh, there we go
Yeah.
again.
So what do we do? It seems like we're always back to square one. As we were talking about on the last show, we keep saying and saying all we need is an average quarterback and we'll make the playoffs. We get a Hall of Fame quarterback and we regress. Ralph,
I don't even know. I mean, at best, Aaron Rodgers is an average quarterback this year. He doesn't give you any mobility like all the other quarterbacks who can make him. And he's just we went through all of the issues he has. The delay of game issues is so insane that they burned 3 timeouts in the first quarter. I mean, if I was Woody Johnson, I would have walked out on the field. I would have said, Aaron, get dressed. Jeff Goldberg, get dressed. You guys are out of here. That shouldn't happen in a peewee league. It's just ridiculous.
I'm so tired of we recognize different things, and the Jets, they don't act on anything. They wait weeks. We said it in preseason they should keep Siebert over this guy, and that's one thing that Belichick would have done. You know that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he cut. Remember who's the kicker he cut? Ended up in the Colts.
Well, he didn't sign him. It was like you're a free agent. You wanted that kind of money for
Right.
kicking. Goodbye. And he found himself
Let him go.
Gostowski. Yeah.
He found a kick. He's not going to keep him. You drop a ball in a game or you do have a stupid penalty, he sits you. And we see the same stupid things. I was glad at the time that they fired Robert Saleh. In retrospect, it was probably a mistake. There's no
They're worse now.
anywhere.
They're
They're worse
worse now.
now.
Yeah.
And this guy is, as much as Robert Saleh was over his head, this guy's really over his head,
It's ridiculous.
even more. I will say this, and you might disagree. I really think that our play call with Todd Downing is a significant improvement over our last
I
offensive.
do agree with you on that. I do
Yeah.
agree with you on that. Yeah.
So that is a positive, but the rest of the coaching staff, they stink. They really do, as far as
It's terrible. It's just so awful. And I'm going to be very interested to see how this is handled between now and the trade deadline.
yeah, yeah, should be interesting. All right, Ralph, I think we're going to close it out, and we're going to try to be on the air. Probably, maybe if we end up watching the game Friday, we'll have to see. These late nights between the Yankees and everything else are just killing me. So for Ray Clifford, hopefully he'll be on next week. He's probably out right now at Best Buy buying a brand new computer. And Ralph Sharega, and for Marty Schupak, until next time. Oh, Ralph.
Marty, the Commodores are winning again. Looks like you were right about Dan Quinn.
Yeah, that's why I want.
You were right about Siebert, Jaden Daniels. It's like, whoa. The world is passing the Jets by.
Yeah, no quarterbacks coming out, really. I mean, I don't know, unless you come up
It
with.
doesn't matter. Then, the most important thing is they got to find a coach. If you get a good coach, then he can do something with a quarterback,
Right.
develop him. If you don't have a good coach, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is.
I was looking into this coach at Indiana. He comes from a real football family, but the guy's like in his 60s already. He's not
You're
gonna.
kidding. What he's that old? Oh, no,
Yeah.
forget that.
What did I say? He
It's a
has.
great story. I hope they win
Oh, yeah.
the Big Ten.
Wherever this guy goes, they win. He was at James Madison, and he turned it around. He was at another college.
Well, that's the way it is with coaches, man. If you're a good coach, you can turn any program around.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought I was looking into him because I got his father. Their father was a coach. There's two brothers. One guy's been in the NFL.
Well, I'm gonna look them up. I
He's an
forgot
Italian guy, and they from like Virginia or West Virginia.
the Indiana Hoosiers.
Indiana football coach.
Well, you might, yeah, yeah, football. Who's the coach? Who's your little Hoosier?
Kurt Gigenti?
Kurt Signetti. Yeah.
Signetti. Actually, he doesn't look that old.
No, he doesn't look that old.
Maybe I'm,
63. Wow, he looks great.
yeah.
Maybe I'll ask him out on a date.
So, yeah, his brother's been floating around in the NFL quarterback coach.
So
Uh,
this guy was at James Madison. Where else was he?
Someplace, his father's like legend at wherever he was.
He
Yeah.
started out at Pitt as a coach, and when Dan Marino was there, Davidson, Rice, Temple, boy, he hit all the big schools.
Wait a minute, he was at Pitt when Dan Marino was
He
there?
wasn't their head coach. He was just a
Right, he was like probably a graduate assistant. Oh, I see, 83, 84.
um
Elon is a college. IUP, I think that's where his father coached, wherever that is.
is that Indiana, Pennsylvania or something? Or
Something.
what his
Yeah,
lifetime record 127 and 35. Yeah, the guy can coach. Marty, there was this coach, a local coach in Massachusetts who coached Everett High School, and they won every year. They won the state championships, which is tough because all these Catholic schools recruit,
right.
and he beat them.
We had the same thing in North Jersey.
Yeah, and then he decided I had enough there. I'm going to take on another challenge. He goes to the school Catholic Memorial, who hasn't had a good football team in years. First year he wins the state championship, and he's right there every time. That's what it is with coaches. The good ones, they any level, they know what to do. I mean, if you ask me what it is, how they do it, I don't know, but something about good coaches.
They know how to motivate. They're detailed guys, it's just incredible. All right, Ralph, let me go. I'm gonna call Ray, see what happened. We'll
All
talk to
right,
you.
hopefully you didn't jump out a window.
No, okay. Bye.